What is a buzzer?
Welcome to For Fly Fishing, where we try to prepare you to have an awesome day fly fishing.
Buzzer is a European term that is used to refer to chironomid flies and work to imitate the pupal stage of midges and work great when stillwater fishing.
What is the difference between a dry fly and a wet fly? A dry fly floats on the water's surface to imitate insects, while a wet fly mimics their food under the water. Insects that have fallen in the water, bugs that are always in the water, minnows and nymphs. The last two are their own style of fly, but can be considered a wet fly.
So, what is a dry fly? A dry fly is a type of fly used in fly fishing that is designed to float on the surface of the water. Dry flies are typically used to imitate insects or other natural food sources that are found on the surface of the water, such as mayflies, caddisflies, and stoneflies. Dry flies are typically tied on a hook with a variety of materials such as feathers, fur, and synthetic fibers to create a body with wings and a hackle for the fly. The goal of the dry fly is to create a realistic and convincing imitation of the natural food sources so that it will entice the fish to take the fly. Dry flies are typically used in situations where the fish are actively feeding on the surface, such as during a hatch or calm and clear water days. So, what is a wet fly? Wet flies are a style of fly used when fly fishing, specifically for catching fish that feed below the surface of the water. Wet flies imitate insects that have fallen in the water, nymphs, larvae, and minnows, also called streamers, and other aquatic food sources. Wet flies are usually fished using a sinking line or sink tip line, which helps them stay close to the bottom, and are used to fish many different species of fish. Wet flies have been used ever since the earliest days of fly fishing. These first wet flies were tied to copy nymphs and pupa of aquatic insects that the fly fisher had found in the fish's environment or in the fish's stomach. These flies were created strictly out of natural materials. The synthetic materials of today had not been created. These old school fly fishers used feathers, fur, and hair and designed the flies to imitate the different insects they had observed the fish eating. Wet flies give the fly fisher the opportunity to copy the natural food sources that the fish feed on with some pretty impressive imitations. This is necessary if you think about it. If you are hungry, you'd much rather eat something that looks like food and not some disgusting pink goo. Fish are no different. They are more likely to take a fly that looks like their natural food, something that they actually want to eat. So, as you can see here are a few examples of wet flies that you'll be able to use.
Like and subscribe if you like the content and keep it quick and to the point.